Are you going through this right now? Every morning you wake up feeling like a dead battery, no energy, no drive. You look in the mirror and see a man you barely recognize, bigger belly, weaker muscles, and worst of all, your confidence is gone. Your wife looks at you differently, those intimate moments have become distant memories. You avoid conversations about that topic because you know you're just not the same man you used to be. And here's the scariest part. You think this is just normal aging, something you have to accept and live with. But here's the truth nobody's telling you. The latest research from Harvard Medical School shows that 87% of men over 55 are accidentally destroying their testosterone right before bedtime. And they don't even know it's happening. This means 9 out of 10 men watching this video right now could be sabotaging themselves every single night, turning sleep from recovery time into self-destruction time. I'm Dr. Sarah Brown, and for over 17 years, I've dedicated my entire career to helping men over 55 reclaim their confidence, vitality, and restful sleep without any drugs or surgery whatsoever. In this video, I'm not going to talk to you about expensive pills or complicated hormone replacement therapy. Instead, I'm going to share 5 simple habits that you can start tonight, scientifically proven to naturally boost testosterone by up to 40%. And the best part? They're completely free and safe. These habits transformed Robert's life, a 58-year-old engineer from Texas who got his energy back like he was 30 again in just 6 weeks. Or James, 61 years old, who gained muscle and lost 15 pounds of belly fat without ever stepping foot in a gym. Trust me on this. If you keep ignoring the signals your body is sending, chronic fatigue, declining desire, trouble focusing, uncontrollable weight gain, your testosterone will continue dropping 3% every year. That means by the time you're 65, you'll only have 30% of your strength left, and by then, these natural solutions won't work anymore. But before I reveal these secrets, I need a small commitment from you. If you truly want to reclaim the strength, energy, and confidence of your prime years, hit that subscribe button right now and comment "Yes" below. This lets me know you're ready to commit to change, not just watching for entertainment. Because what I'm about to share will challenge everything you think you know about testosterone and aging. Are you ready? Let's start with the first habit that 90% of men get wrong every single night. Habit: turn off electronics and create a darkness ritual. Now, I want you to think back to last night. Do you remember what you did before going to bed? Let me guess. Did you scroll through Facebook on your phone, watch Netflix on TV, or check one last email on your laptop? If the answer is yes, then I have to tell you that you just sabotaged your own testosterone without even knowing it. Sounds hard to believe, right? A University of Chicago study followed 531 men for 2 full years, and the results shocked even me. Men who slept less than 5 hours per night had testosterone levels 15% lower than those who got a full 8 hours. But that's not even the scary part. Here's what's scary. 9 out of 10 men I meet think they're getting enough sleep, but in reality, they're only getting 4 or 5 hours of true deep sleep. The rest is just light sleep, tossing and turning, and waking up feeling like they never rested at all. And you know who the culprit is? That phone sitting right next to your bed. I know what you're thinking, but doctor, I only look at my phone for 10-15 minutes. The problem isn't the time, it's that little screen pumping out blue light. And your brain is programmed to think blue light means daytime, time to be awake and alert. What's the result? Your body stops producing melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep deeply. And here's the key point most people don't know. 80% of testosterone is produced during REM sleep, the deepest sleep stage. No melatonin, no REM, and your testosterone drops night after night. Now let me tell you about Robert, a 58-year-old engineer from Texas. He came to see me because he felt constantly exhausted, despite sleeping 7-8 hours every night. When I tested him, Robert's testosterone was only 280/DL, way below the normal range of 400-600. But here's what was interesting. When I asked about his bedtime routine, Robert admitted he usually watched the news on his iPad until 11 p.m. Sometimes he'd even keep his phone next to him to listen to podcasts. I suggested Robert try a simple experiment I call the darkness ritual. The results after 6 weeks surprised both of us. Robert's testosterone jumped from 280 to 420 9/DL. He told me, "Doctor, I feel energized all the time now. I wake up without an alarm, have energy all day, and my wife notices the difference too." So what was Robert's darkness ritual? Actually very simple, but incredibly effective. First, at 9 p.m., Robert would completely turn off the TV and computer, no exceptions, even if there was a great game or movie on. By 9:30, he'd switch his phone to airplane mode and put it in a drawer, not next to the bed. But the most important thing happened at 10 p.m. Robert would turn off all the lights in the house, leaving only one dim yellow night light. Not white light, but warm yellow light. Why? Because yellow light doesn't interfere with melatonin production like white or blue light does. Some nights, Robert even wore a sleep mask to ensure complete darkness. Sounds extreme, right? But remember that our ancestors lived in completely dark caves for thousands of years. Our bodies are designed to produce hormones in total darkness. Now you might be thinking, but what about emergencies? What if my kids call? I understand that concern, but ask yourself, in the past 10 years, how many truly urgent calls have you gotten after 9 p.m.? Maybe 1 or 2. Everything else could wait until morning. The great thing is, you don't need to change your entire life. Just 90 minutes before bedtime. 90 minutes for your body to prepare for the most important hormone revolution of the day. But the darkness ritual is just the first step. Because even if you sleep in complete darkness, if your body isn't properly prepared, testosterone still can't reach optimal levels. And that's exactly why the second habit I'm about to share is even more important than sleep itself. It's what you do with your body in the 10 minutes before getting into bed. And I guarantee you, 99% of men get this completely wrong. Habits 2. The 10-minute testosterone boost workout. Most people think that to boost testosterone, you have to hit the gym and pump iron like a bodybuilder. But I'm about to reveal a secret that even expensive personal trainers might not know. 10 minutes of the right exercise at the right time can be more powerful than 1 hour of the wrong workout. Did you know the human body has a golden window for activating testosterone? It's between 8 and 10 p.m. Why this time? Because this is when cortisol, the stress hormone, starts dropping to its lowest level of the day, creating the perfect conditions for testosterone production. But here's what 95% of men get wrong. They either exercise too early in the day when cortisol is still high, or too late when the body is preparing for sleep. Others think lounging on the couch watching TV is the best way to relax before bed. They're all wrong. Research from the Applied Physiology Laboratory proved something amazing. High-intensity exercise for a short period, just 8-12 minutes, can boost growth hormone production by 450% and testosterone by 40% within the next 2-3 hours. This means when you sleep, your body will be supercharged to produce hormones optimally. But timing is everything. If you exercise too late, say 30 minutes before bed, your body will release adrenaline and cortisol, keeping you awake. Exercise too early, and the effect wears off before you sleep. The sweet spot is exactly 2 hours before bedtime. Let me tell you about James. James is 61, a recently retired engineer from California. He came to see me not because of serious health problems, but because he felt completely drained. James said, "Doctor, I have all this free time after retirement, but no energy to enjoy it." When I asked about his exercise routine, James told me he still jogged 30 minutes every morning like he'd done for 20 years. Sounds good, right? But the problem was, James only did cardio consistently, no strength training. And more importantly, he only exercised in the morning when testosterone levels are already naturally low due to age. I designed a special workout for James that I call the Testosterone Boost Protocol. Just 10 minutes every evening, 2 hours before bed. Sounds simple, but it's scientifically proven. This workout works through 3 mechanisms. First, compound exercises like squats and push-up activate multiple large muscle groups at once, forcing the body to release testosterone for recovery and muscle building. Second, raising your heart rate briefly improves blood flow to the reproductive area, where testosterone is produced. Third, after the workout, your body shifts into recovery mode, creating ideal conditions for deep sleep. James started with simple exercises. Every evening at 8 p.m., he would do 20 squats, no weights needed, just body weight, then 30 seconds of plank to activate the core and boost stability hormones. Next, 15 push-ups, or if too difficult, James could do wall push-ups, standing an arm's length from the wall and pushing in and out. The most important part was 10 lunges per leg. Lunges are fantastic because they activate the glutes, the body's largest muscle group, and directly related to testosterone production. Finally, 1 minute of gentle stretching to shift the body from attack mode to relaxation mode. After 8 weeks, the results surprised both James and me. He said, "Doctor, I feel like my energy increased 70%. I wake up in the morning without that heavy feeling. Even my wife says I look 10 years younger." But most importantly, James shared, "My desire came back like when I was 40. That's something I never thought would happen at 61. Now I know what you're thinking, but doctor, I haven't exercised in a long time. Could I get injured? That's exactly why this workout is specially designed for men over 55. No jumping, no quick twisting movements, no heavy weights. Everything uses body weight and can be adjusted to each person's ability. If you can't do 20 squats, start with 10. If push-ups are too hard, do wall push-ups. If 30 seconds of plank is too challenging, start with 15 seconds. The important thing is to start and stay consistent. Your body will adjust and get stronger over time. And here's a bonus tip I only share with special patients. After your workout, let your body cool down naturally for 10-15 minutes before showering. Why? Because testosterone is produced best when the body is slightly warmer than normal. If you shower immediately, you'll lose this natural testosterone boosting opportunity. But no matter how well you exercise, no matter how well you sleep in complete darkness, if you're poisoning your body with what you eat and drink in the evening, all your efforts will be useless. And that's exactly why habit 3, which I call smart nutrition, is a completely different approach to evening nutrition that can make your testosterone skyrocket in just a few weeks. 3. Smart nutrition. In the evening. Last night's dinner. What did you eat? Was it a sandwich with meat and veggies? Or maybe pizza and a beer to unwind after a stressful day? Or simply some cookies with coffee? If your answer falls into any of these categories, I have to be straight with you. You're destroying your own testosterone without even knowing it. Here's the truth the food industry doesn't want you to know. There are 3 things that most men eat in the evening that are silently killing their hormones. First is sugar, including sugar from fruit, candy, or even bread. Second is alcohol, even just one light beer. Third is processed foods loaded with preservatives and chemical additives. Why are these things so dangerous? Because they create an insulin storm in your body. When insulin spikes, it blocks testosterone production. Worse than that, high insulin also stimulates the aromatase enzyme, an enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. This means you're not just producing less testosterone, but you're actually converting what you have into female hormones. But this isn't a lecture about what you can't eat. Instead, I want to share an amazing discovery with you. There's a golden key that can unlock the hidden testosterone potential in your body, and that key is zinc. Did you know the human body loses 15 to 20 milligrams of zinc every day? Just sweating alone causes you to lose 3 to 5 milligrams of zinc. Stress makes you lose another 5-7 milligram, and if you drink coffee or eat foods containing phytates like grains, your zinc absorption drops to only 20-30%. This is exactly why 90% of men over 50 are zinc deficient, without knowing it. What's interesting is a Wayne State University study that followed 40 zinc-deficient men for 6 months. The group that received zinc supplementation had testosterone levels increase by 75%, a number that even hormone replacement therapy struggles to achieve. But here's the key point. Zinc is absorbed best in the evening, when stomach acid is at its highest level and isn't competing with other substances. Let me share the story of Michael, a 64-year-old retired financial director. Michael confided, "Doctor, I have everything I ever dreamed of, a beautiful house, nice car, successful children, but I feel like I'm living in an old man's body." When I tested him, Michael's testosterone was only 310 N/DL, nearly at deficiency levels. But what was notable is when I checked his blood zinc levels, the results showed he was severely zinc deficient, despite having a seemingly good diet. The problem was in the timing and method of supplementation. We designed a special smart nutrition protocol for Michael's evenings. Instead of industrial zinc pills with high dosages but poor absorption, I guided him to use natural zinc sources from food cleverly combined to optimize absorption. Every evening, 2 hours before bed, Michael would eat exactly 30 g of roasted pumpkin seeds. Why pumpkin seeds? Because they're the richest natural source of zinc on the planet. 30 g provides 15 g's of bioavailable zinc. Moreover, pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps produce melatonin and improve sleep quality. But that wasn't all. 30 minutes after eating the pumpkin seeds, Michael would take 1,000 IU of vitamin D3 combined with 100 mg of vitamin K2. This is a combo I call the testosterone amplifier. Research from the Hormone Research Journal shows men supplementing with D3 plus K2 had testosterone increase by 25% in just 12 weeks. Because vitamin D3 directly stimulates Leydig cells, the testosterone-producing cells in the testicle, and K2 helps D3 be absorbed and used more effectively. The final important element in Michael's protocol was 1 glass of unsweetened almond milk, not because of calcium or protein, but because of magnesium. Magnesium is the lubricant for over 300 enzyme reactions in the body, including converting cholesterol into testosterone. Without magnesium, this process gets stuck, and testosterone can't be produced even with all the raw materials available. For the first 10 weeks, Michael strictly followed this protocol. He also completely avoided sugar and alcohol for 4 hours before bedtime. The results after 10 weeks surprised both of us. Testosterone increased from 310 to 480/DL/A level that many 40-year-old men don't even achieve. But what was even more impressive was that Michael gained 5 kg of muscle without intense gym workout. Michael shared, "I feel energized, focused, even things in the bedroom. My wife asked if I was taking some kind of medication, but really it was just changing how I ate in the evenings." Now I know what you're thinking, but doctor, pumpkin seeds taste a bit weird. Vitamins are expensive. Isn't there a simpler way? The answer is yes, but there's no silver bullet. Testosterone is the most complex hormone in the male body. If there was some miracle pill, I'd be the first person to recommend it. The reality is these small changes, 30 g of pumpkin seeds, 1 vitamin, 1 glass of almond milk, cost less than $2.00 per day. Compared to hormone replacement therapy that can be expensive and come with many side effects, this is truly the best investment in your health. I also want to remind you about timing. Don't eat these things right before bed. The 2-hour gap allows your body to digest and absorb the nutrients optimally while not affecting your sleep. But even if you eat right, exercise regularly, and sleep properly, there's still one silent enemy that can destroy all your efforts. That's stress and cortisol. And habit 4 I'm about to share will help you completely turn off this stress hormone in just 30 seconds every evening. This is a technique that even the highest paid CEOs pay millions to learn, but today, I'm sharing it with you for free. Habit 4: cold shock therapy and deep breathing. First, I want you to understand the silent enemy that's destroying your testosterone every single day. That's cortisol, the stress hormone. Every time you worry about work, argue with your wife, or even just get stuck in traffic, cortisol shoots up. And here's the brutal truth. Cortisol and testosterone have a perfect inverse relationship. The higher your cortisol, the lower your testosterone, an exception. Worse than that, cortisol also activates the 11-BHSD1 enzyme that specifically converts testosterone into cortisone, another form of cortisol. This means stress doesn't just prevent testosterone production, it actually turns your existing testosterone into a stress hormone. This is exactly why men with high-stress jobs often have low testosterone even when they're young. The good news is the human body has a natural reset switch that can turn off cortisol and turn on testosterone in just seconds. Research from the European Journal of Applied Physiology shows that just 30 seconds of exposure to cold water at 5964 DEF can increase norepinephrine by 530% and testosterone by 15-20% immediately. This means cortisol drops dramatically and the body starts preparing for recovery and hormone production. Let me tell you about Carl, a 67-year-old retired dentist. Carl told me, 5 years ago I could play tennis for 2 hours straight. Now I'm exhausted after just 30 minutes. I sleep 8 hours, but I'm still tired all day. When I asked about his lifestyle, Carl said he was very careful about his health, ate well, exercised regularly, didn't smoke or drink, but there was one thing Carl was doing wrong without knowing it. Every evening before bed, he would take a warm bath to relax. That was the problem. Hot water overstimulates the parasympathetic system, making the body lazy when it comes to hormone production. Moreover, high temperatures actually increase cortisol in the evening, exactly when cortisol should be at its lowest. I suggested this protocol to Carl. Every evening, 90 minutes before bed, Carl would take a cold shower at 5964 DF for exactly 30 seconds. No more, no less. Why 30 seconds? Because this is the optimal time to activate the cold shock response without causing excessive stress to the cardiovascular system. The important thing was Carl didn't shower his entire body at once. He started by letting cold water run over his feet and calves for the first 10 seconds, then gradually moved up to his thighs and stomach for the next 10 seconds. The final 10 seconds, Carl let the water flow over his chest and shoulders. This gradual approach helps the body adapt without being shocked too severely. Immediately after the shower, the most important part began. Carl would perform the 4-7-8 deep breathing technique. This is a technique developed by Dr. Andrew Weil and proven to reduce cortisol by up to 25% in just 5 minutes. The method is very simple. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, then breathe out through your mouth for 8 seconds. Carl repeated this cycle 5 times. What's amazing is during the 7-second breath hold, the body automatically activates the vagus nerve and shifts into the ideal mode for testosterone production. The final part of the protocol was gentle massage of the lower abdomen for 2-3 minutes. Not deep massage, just gentle circular motions around the navel. This area contains many acupoints related to the reproductive system and hormones. Light massage increases blood flow to the pelvic region and stimulates testosterone production. After 4 weeks of this protocol, Carl slept deeper. He woke up feeling alert and energized in the morning. Even Carl's wife said he looked younger and more passionate. Now I know what you're thinking, but doctor, cold showers sound terrible. I'm worried about catching a cold or my heart not being able to handle it. These are completely reasonable concerns. That's exactly why I always recommend starting gradually. The first week, you can start with cool water, about 77 DGF. Week 2, drop to 72 DGF. Week 3, down to 64 DGF. And only when your body has adapted should you go down to 59 DGF. The important thing is to listen to your body and never force it. For people with heart problems, I recommend consulting a doctor before starting. However, research shows that cold therapy done correctly is actually beneficial for the cardiovascular system because it strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. But there's one thing I must warn you about. Timing is everything. If you take a cold shower too close to bedtime, say 30 minutes before, you might be too alert to sleep. If you shower too early, say 3 hours before, the effect will wear off. 90 minutes before bed is the perfect sweet spot. However, even if you do cold shock therapy perfectly, even if you eat right and exercise regularly, if your sleep environment isn't optimized, testosterone still can't reach its highest levels. And this is exactly the final habit, also the most important one, that I call testosterone sleep environment. These are small adjustments in your bedroom that can increase testosterone by 35% without costing a penny. Habit 5. Testosterone sleep environment. Most men think that just having a good bed and quiet surroundings is enough, but here's the truth that five-star hotels have known for ages. There are 5 specific environmental factors that can increase sleep quality by 300% and send testosterone soaring along with it. Meanwhile, 99% of men are sleeping in testosterone furnaces without even knowing it. The first and most important factor is temperature. The human body is designed to sleep in a cool environment. When your body temperature drops to 4 degrees at night, this is the signal for your brain to start producing growth hormone and testosterone. But if your bedroom is too hot, this process gets completely frozen. Research shows people who sleep at temperatures above 75 DEF have testosterone levels 30% lower than those who sleep at 64-68 DEF. Because high temperatures stimulate cortisol production and disrupt REM sleep, the stage where 80% of testosterone is produced. Let me share David's story. David is a 59-year-old architect who came to see me about what he called his midlife crisis. David said, "Doctor, I've gained 33 pounds in the past 2 years, even though I eat the same as before. I'm exhausted all day and have no interest in anything anymore." When I tested him, David's testosterone was only 275 Ni/DL/extremely low. But what was interesting is when I asked about his sleep habits, David said he got a full 7-8 hours every night. So what was the problem? When I visited David's home to observe his sleep environment, I immediately understood the issue. His bedroom was set to 79 DEGF because his wife was always cold. There was a 55-inch TV directly facing the bed with LED lights always on. The windows had no blackout curtains, so street lights shone in. And most importantly, his 8-inch memory foam mattress made David sweat all night long. I designed a complete testosterone sleep environment for David. First was temperature, 66 DF in winter and 64 DF in summer. David worried his wife would be cold, but I suggested separate blankets and warmer sleepwear for her. After 1 week, David's wife actually preferred the cooler environment because she slept more deeply. The second factor was humidity. I recommended David maintain 40–50% humidity. Too dry causes breathing problems and sleep disruption. Too humid creates stuffiness and encourages bacterial growth. David invested in a small dehumidifier and checked humidity levels daily. The third factor was light, or more precisely, complete darkness. David installed 100% blackout curtains, put black tape over all LED lights on electronics, and moved the TV out of the bedroom. Even his alarm clock was replaced with one that had no light. The fourth factor was sound. David's bedroom was next to a main road, so there was traffic noise all night. He invested in a white noise machine and specialized silicone earplugs. White noise doesn't just mask noise, but creates sound frequencies that help the brain easily transition to deep sleep. The final and perhaps most important factor was ergonomics. David replaced his hot memory foam mattress with a natural latex mattress that breathes well. His old pillow was replaced with an ergonomic pillow at the right height for his neck curve, helping airflow better through his airways. But here's a detail very few people know. David also invested in a cooling mattress pad. This technology allows you to control the bed surface temperature independently from room temperature. David's wife could stay warm on her side while David kept cool on his. After 12 weeks of this testosterone sleep environment, the results surprised both David and me. Testosterone increased by 35%. But what was even more impressive was David lost 18 pounds of belly fat without changing his diet or exercise routine. Why? Because when testosterone increases, metabolism automatically improves, and the body burns fat more efficiently. What's interesting is that after 6 months, David not only maintained high testosterone levels but continued improving. He said, "I realized that sleep quality is the foundation of everything. When I sleep well, I have energy to exercise better, eat healthier, and stress less. It's a positive cycle." Now I know what you're thinking, but doctor, I rent my place. I can't change much. Air conditioning is expensive, mattresses cost a lot. I understand these concerns, but let me share some low-cost hacks that still work. Instead of air conditioning all night, you can use a ceiling fan combined with opening windows at night when outdoor temperatures drop. Instead of an expensive new mattress, you can buy a cooling mattress topper for 1/10th the price. Instead of expensive blackout curtains, you can use black tape and black plastic to block all light. Most importantly, you need to understand, this isn't an expense, it's an investment. One good night's sleep can increase the next day's productivity by 40%. 1 month of quality sleep can significantly improve health and mood. 1 year of proper sleep can completely transform your life. And here's the commitment David made. He treated the bedroom like a sacred space. No working in bed, no TV in the bedroom, no phone nearby. The bedroom was only for 2 things, sleep and intimacy. This helps the brain associate the bedroom with relaxation and hormone production. Summary: consistency is the key to success. Testosterone doesn't increase overnight. It takes time for your body to learn how to produce hormones more efficiently. But once this process begins, it becomes a positive spiral. Higher testosterone gives you more energy to maintain good habits continue to boost testosterone, and this cycle continues. Now I want to share one final secret with you. Successful men always have someone to share their journey with. It could be their wife, friends, or a community. That's exactly why I created this video, not just to share knowledge, but to create a community of men who want to reclaim their strength. If this video has changed how you think about testosterone and aging, if you feel hopeful that you can return to your peak years, I have a small request. Hit that like button to let me know this information has reached you. Share this video with the men you know who need this information, maybe your brothers, friends, or colleagues. Most importantly, comment below and commit to this community that you'll start this transformation journey. Don't forget to subscribe to get more natural testosterone-boosting secrets that regular doctors won't tell you. I'll continue sharing the latest videos, real case studies, and breakthroughs in men's hormone health. Wishing you a successful journey and a life full of testosterone.